What is going on, guys? Randall Thor 19, the man with the million, back again with another video. If you missed my last video, I just posted a review for Arrow, which is a kind of stylized sci-fi shooter set to music. It's out on Xbox One and PS4. Check that video out. I think you might like it. I was surprised by how good it is. Now, this is going to be a Rand's rant. I saw this yesterday. I did make a video about it because I already had made the video about Xbox Scorpio. Would it exist if it was winning? And I wanted to talk about it. Now, I mentioned on my video on Saturday how, there are some journalists out there that really don't care for Xbox. Made it pretty apparent. Ben Kuchera at Polygon and Jason Schreier at Kotaku, right? They were kind of taking shots at Xbox right after the reveal of Scorpio, which kind of seemed Bush League in my opinion. But this image I have up here is from yesterday from N4G, which is a aggregate website that basically collects all the articles from about video games from around the world, right? And people upvote them, and the higher they get upvoted, they get put on the main page and people click on it, right? But do you notice something about this picture? There are 5 articles here, and they basically are all talking about Xbox Scorpio, but not necessarily in a good way. They're all talking about Xbox Scorpio in a very, very bad way. Now, this image was kind of passed along. People have been talking about it, and people have asked me, guys who consider me level-headed and things like that, and on the PlayStation, why do Xbox fans feel there is some sort of media bias against the Xbox? And my answer to that is basically, take a look at this image. This image right here is why a lot of people think there is some sort of global media bias agenda against Xbox. Now, I've said in my previous video, obviously there are people within the media industry who don't like Xbox. Jason Schreier, Ben Kuchera, just to name 2 of them. Obviously, they're individuals. They have their own preferences. Hell, Jason Schreier doesn't care for objectivity. So what does that tell you about him? But then you get to N4G, one of the more popular websites that collects all these articles. And the ones that are the most popular, the ones that were getting the most clicks, weren't how Scorpio would change the game or how cool it was or whatever. It's just a bunch of hate, and it's sad to see people this upset and hurtful over a video game console. I mean, at the end of the day, they're just expensive toys, right? I mean, let's look. The hottest one from yesterday. Nobody asked for Project Scorpio. Really? I mean, I understand it's an opinion, and I understand that that type of article is going to get hits because it's catering to the N4G base, which is, a large Sony base. No, but nobody asked for Project Scorpio. No, a lot of people did. A lot of people did. You see here the thing? A lot of Xbox gamers wanted a better system, so they asked Microsoft to make one. And basically, without even saying they wanted a new one, a lot of the media and a lot of the, posters on NeoGAF and people on Twitter wanted one too, because they always complained about the resolution and how Xbox One games performed worse than their PS4 counterparts. So by constantly talking about that and constantly spinning this, the resolution narrative, you basically were asking for a new system that played games better. And Microsoft heard that feedback, wanted to take the Power Crown back because they didn't want to lose on those, hey, this version on Xbox is 900p, but it's 1080p. They didn't want to lose that anymore, so they made a new system. So it's whatever. And then the next one, what we got here? Hot 660 degrees. Hot 910. N4G, Jesus Christ. 570 degrees. Hot. Microsoft exec denies taking shots at PS4 Pro. Albert Pinello said something about how the whole console was boost mode, and a lot of PlayStation fans took that as a shot at PlayStation. Whatever. I don't know. People are so sensitive when it comes to things like this. It's kind of embarrassing, honestly. What's the next one we got here? Hot at 570 degrees. So flaming hot. How Microsoft's history will lead the Scorpio to failure. Damn. That is that opinion right there, son. How Microsoft history will lead to Scorpio failure. Oh my. Oh my. Just riding that hate train. Just riding that hate train to clicks. Now, like I said, this image is basically encapsulates what a lot of Xbox One fans feel. Like that the Xbox One and Scorpio are getting this undue hate because there's this culture around, you know, if you talk bad about Xbox, people will click on it. And clearly, the top 5 articles here on N4G yesterday were exactly that. What we got here, 540 degrees. Oh my God, it's burning. It's burning my eyes. PlayStation 4, still a Scorpio Slayer, with the image of the PS4 as a tank. Come on. Are you serious? PlayStation 4. Yeah, you know what? I've said it right from the beginning. I don't think Xbox One's suddenly going to outsell, you know, the PlayStation now that Scorpio's out. I think it could maybe take the launch month NPD and whenever it comes out, whether that's October or November. I think that's maybe a realistic thing. But I have no, like, I'm not thinking it's going to suddenly, everyone's going to stop buying PlayStation 4s and start buying Xbox Ones or, you know, Scorpios. I mean, we'd have to see what the data shows if people are really that interested in Scorpio. So I just find it funny that a guy goes out of his way to be like, no, guys, it still will slay the Scorpion. I'm like, oh, Jesus. And then the one here at the bottom at 200 degrees. Project Scorpio, Microsoft's uninspired power play. Oh my God. Like I said, I don't know why people, it's like, for some people, it's like you can't like more than one thing. I don't have a PlayStation, I don't have a Nintendo, but I don't hate either of them, and I'm not going to write articles or videos about why PlayStation sucks or why Nintendo sucks. I mean, I've said previously Nintendo's irrelevant, but I always meant it was irrelevant to me. Obviously, they're not irrelevant to a lot of other people. It seems like a lot of people just haven't grown up out of this console war mentality that basically started with Nintendo and Sega because they were stuck whatever system their parents bought for them, and they never grew up. And it's kind of sad to see. It's very, very sad to see all this hatred over just an expensive piece of toy that plays video games. But I figured I'd talk about this once again because it always happens to come up. But yeah, if any of you guys are out there wondering why people say media bias, why they believe media bias exists against Xbox, this image from N4G is exactly the reason why. You see all this hate. You didn't really see all the hate for PlayStation 4 Pro when it was announced, and it's kind of like an Xbox exclusive thing. So a lot of people draw the parallels and be like, well, if you see all this stuff, you see all this hate for this, then that must be how a lot of people feel. That's why a lot of Xbox fans feel there's some agenda against Xbox in the media. But anyways, I never liked N4G in the first place. People tell me I should put my videos up there. Fuck that shit. Site is trash anyways. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button. Consider subscribing. Hit that bell, too. Apparently that's a thing. I don't know. Hit that bell so you always get notified whenever I drop a new video or do a podcast or whatever. So hit that bell. Be cool. Hit that bell. And I'll see everybody tomorrow with some more, I think, me and Jez podcasting and all that stuff. More Rants in the Spotlight. Maybe even a huge giveaway again. So stay tuned for that, guys. Hope you have a great day. And I'll see everybody later.